The generation that preceded us, and perhaps a few earlier still, were people who in their early childhood, in their early schooling years, formative stage of education, were quite footloose and fancy-free. By the time the current generation has come into school, from a very nascent stage of their growing up and education, they feel a tremendous amount of pressure. Pressure of all kinds, most of all, academic pressure, peer pressure, societal pressure, pressure to excel, pressure to get unreasonably, unrealistically high marks, pressure to fit in, be cool. This leads to an incredible amount of stress, mental stress. And that mental trauma and stress manifests itself in various unsavory ways. Physically, in terms of illness and disease. Emotionally, stunting the growth of a child. And in a very large sense and a broad sense, as the child grows older and turns into an adult, it often leads to choices that make that individual deeply discontent and unhappy. I truly believe that is the reason we have a very frustrated and depressed society. When the COVID pandemic hit and the lockdown started, we withdrew our daughter Krisha from traditional school. And shortly thereafter, we put her into Uday. And we quickly realized the huge merits of the Waldorf philosophy and system. I have seen and observed a palpable and tangible change. I would go so far as to say a transformation in Krisha's behavior, outlook, the sheer joy that she experiences going to school. It reminds me of my own good old days. It's so different from the scores of other children that are carrying heavy bags to school. And that heavy load and that heavy burden is not just confined to a physical burden of the heavy bag. They carry it in their minds and in their hearts and on their heavy and on their tiny shoulders. Krisha, on the other hand, plays, interacts, explores, experiments. She has an opportunity to really delve into her own self, acquaint herself with her likes and dislikes, desires, aspirations, talents, persuasions, in a manner where nobody's judging her, in a manner where nobody's instructing her, nobody's ordering her. And that is leading not just her, but her peers, her contemporaries, her classmates, her schoolmates at Uday to really blossom and become their own individual, unique, eccentric, wonderful, cheerful, joyous individuals. These are the kind of individuals who I truly believe will go on to turn into actualized adults. Adults who would have found and followed their passions. Adults who will feel a completely higher and different level of satisfaction and contentment. Adults who will be self-aware and aware of society and its various problems. And adults who will contribute richly to their own lives, to those of their friends and families, and to the planet. It might sound very philosophical. It might sound very, very far-fetched even. But it's true. The seeds have been sown at Uday. The seeds of free thinking, exploration, innovation, sensitivity, awareness. The list goes on. I'm Kartik Bijoria. I'm an educator and writer, and our daughter Krisha Bijoria, is at Uday in level 1. And as a parent, I can't thank the school enough. I can't thank Gurpreet enough, whom I've known for a while and is one of the most passionate educationists I have ever come across. And together, they have created an environment that will nurture, nourish, and encourage every individual child to find a path that he or she wants to tread, has the courage to tread, and ultimately contribute in a huge, huge way. It doesn't matter if your child who's 5 years old can't recite Shakespeare, can't write the tables till 20, can't perhaps do the hurdles. We are all unique individuals. We all learn and grow at our own pace, in accordance with our own interests. That liberty, that acceptance has to be granted. And that is precisely what Uday does. It is exactly, in my modest opinion, what a school should be. I think every parent, new or old, should consider experiencing this ethos, experiencing this ideology, experiencing this way of life. Come to our school, observe, interact, teachers, principal, us parents. We are all happy to welcome you. We are all happy to orient you. And we'll be even happier for you to join our little tribe.